This tipper truck is in the colours of Jean Lefebvre, which is part of the Vinci group, and it's a limited edition of only 300 models. So you could be one of only 300 people owning it, or you could buy them all, in which case you'd have 300 models. Except you can't buy them all because I've got one. It comes in standard Conrad packaging, which contains the model and a bag of parts to be fitted. As usual for a Conrad truck, we have to fit the mirrors and aerials, and firstly we have to separate them. Here we're using the brute force approach on the mirrors, but for that altogether more refined look, we're using a modelling knife to separate the aerials. Yes, it's time for another viewer question, and this one comes from Tip Truck of the USA. Tip says whenever he watches reviews of road-going dump trucks, he keeps hearing people call his name. And why is this? Well, Tip, I think you must be completely mistaken. I don't think anyone's calling your name at all. Back to the tipper truck review, and the mirrors just press into place. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a tight fit getting them into the holes, but usually if you just twist them they go in. But if the paint thicknesses are causing a problem, one of the things that can help is to widen the hole slightly using a special tool. And this is an ideal job for anyone who likes putting pointed things into small holes. With the holes widened a little, the aerials go in easily. Starting underneath, the transmission and rear axles are modelled in plastic. The functional steering mechanism means a little bit of drive shaft is missing, and the tyres are the same on each wheel. The wheels look smart with some good detailing. The Actros cab has textured door mirrors. And a plus point of this Conrad model is that there's a fleet number on the cab and a realistic number plate. Behind the cab, the chromed exhaust and equipment tower look good. And the ram for the tipper body is a multi-stage piston. The wheel arches behind the cab are plastic, which is just like real trucks. The tipper body has got a classic half-pipe shape with good graphics, although the silver rivet at the pivot point is a bit large. Here the Actros is out on the Cranes etc. Alto route, and it rolls smoothly but without freewheeling. So let's mount it on the massive truck hoist to have a look underneath. And as usual for Conrad, the wheels all roll independently, and there's quite a lot of movement in the rear axles to simulate suspension. Also very good features wise is the front linked steering. It's got a significant range of movement, which means it poses well, and it rolls well in a curve too. The other feature on the Actros cab is that it tilts, and as expected it's implemented well with a cab that stays tilted, and you can put your head underneath to have a look at the engine, but you must have a very small head. As this is a tipper truck, it's time to see if the tipper has tip-top tipping. The multi-stage cylinder is stiff as it comes out of that big plastic jacket at the top, but the good thing is it holds any pose that you want to set, and the overall tipping angle is quite convincing. At the back, the tailgate opens and shuts, but it's not free swinging. Overall though, the tipping mechanism has been implemented well by Conrad. One possibility for displaying this model is to pair it up with the NZG Virgula Paver in Jean Lefebvre colours, but it's interesting to see there's a slight colour difference between the two models. It also allows a genuine imitation real-life test of the tipper discharging into the paver. Another interesting pose that you can have is that this is the modern version of the truck, and next to it you can put the heritage version, which was previously released by Conrad. Displayed together you get an interesting perspective of old and new. In summary, this is a nice tipper truck model from Conrad. As usual, the strong point is the functionality and the robust build quality, and the detailing, paintwork and graphics are all pretty good too. It's a nice truck and is highly recommended.